thatmovieguyUK.
As we all know, a common sight in most movie channels is a Blu Ray update, Blu Ray pickups, and everything like that. For me, I really do like the concept of Blu Ray pickups because I really think that is a good way for some people to actually think, oh, I have never heard of this person, so I really want to watch their films, or oh yeah, I forgot about that movie, maybe I should pick it up again. And that's what I think that is the best part of Blu-ray Update. I think Manvi Film is quite good at it. He always picks very eclectic kind of films, or just like such a film with us. He always picks very good films for us to watch. It's not always the generic, like, getting the big titles like, oh my god, Murder of the Orient Express is out, let's buy that and watch it once and never watch it again. It's just, I don't really think that is the way forward with Blu-ray Update. I think that you should be picking movies that are necessary to your cinematic experience, your education as a cinema lover, or even as an academic. It's important to enhance your scope of films, I think, and picking up every different kind of edition of Star Wars The Last Jedi is not really the way forward. That's just how I see it, and if you don't agree, that's fine, but for me, I'd rather be picking up films that I feel like I'm going to be thinking about in 20 years' time and not in the present. So, first of all, I did pick up the Jean-Luc Godard box set. I picked this up while I was away over Easter in Nottingham, and it was £25, and I think that is a very justified price for it. Jean-Luc Godard obviously is probably one of the most well-known French filmmakers there is, Breathless being one of his most famous films, but for me, I really want to go through more of his back catalogue. Alex Ross Perry has been a filmmaker that has also caught my attention. I haven't really watched any of his movies, but obviously the two main ones are Listen Up Philip and Queen on Earth. And I did pick up Listen Up Philip, which I really did like, and I will log it on my letterbox eventually, but it's a very interesting film. Some people do claim this film as their favourite film of the 21st century, which I wouldn't agree with, but it is a very interesting film, and he's a very good filmmaker. I did finally get the Suspiria 4K edition. I have been to see this 4K edition. I saw it in London in the winter, and I was just like, wow, the colours are just beautiful. They pop so well in it now, and I'm a big fan of Suspiria. I think it's one of the best horror films that I've ever seen in my life. I'm very intrigued to see the remake this year. One Martin Scorsese film that I've never actually watched, and I've seen most of his films, is Age of Innocence, so I did pick up the Criterion. Very interesting. I don't know why I've not watched it, because it has two of my favourite actors in Daniel Day-Lewis and Winona Ryder. I think Winona is one of the best actresses to ever grace the world, and this was like during peak Ryder time, so I'm definitely excited to watch this one. Another filmmaker I'm revisiting is Lynn Ramsey. I have seen You Were Never Really Here, how many times now? Too many times. We Need to Talk About Kevin. I actually got this for like £2 in CX, which I was like, I'm buying that. But this is a very dark film, and it's a very good film to introduce you to how she works. A long time ago, my friend, one of my friends, actually told me I need to watch Bullhead. So I picked it up. I have yet to watch it. I'm a big fan of Matthias Schoenaerts. I think that he's a very good actor, and he really isn't used in many films, but I would, like, if I made a movie, I would cast that guy in a second, because he's one of the best. If you watch him in Rust and Bone, he's amazing in that film. But this is like the film that brought him to prominence. I'm a big fan of art, and especially modern art, and Edward Hooper is one of my favourite painters. And Gustav Deutsch actually made a film called Shirley Visions of Reality, which is a film that I'm really intrigued to see, because it's made in the style of Edward Hooper's paintings. And even if this is just going to be a one-watch, I'm excited to see it. One filmmaker that I have vowed I will go through his catalogue this year is Wim Wenders, and Wings of Desire. He actually won Best Director at Cannes Film Festival for this film. It's kind of weird that Axiom Films owns all of Wenders' back catalogue, but I really do like Thin Cases anyway. Another film off my list. Another film off my list that I have been planning to watch for a long time was Certified Copy. Holy Mother of Christ, why have I not seen this film before? Julia Binoche is just phenomenal in this film. It's so colourful, beautifully made. I think it's probably one of the best romantic films you will ever watch in your life. Back on the Lynn Ramsey bandwagon, but Ratcatcher. It's a shame there's no Blu Ray of this, but I have seen Ratcatcher before. It's a very powerful film about youth and Scotland in the 70s. I really did enjoy this film quite a lot. I have owned this on DVD before, but I've really wanted to buy this edition of it for a long time, and it is Jim Jarmusch's Patterson. It is a German release of it, so there's a couple of Japanese subtitles in it, which I'm not too bothered about. My German is not the best, but I understand it a bit. But I really do like this edition. I am a big Jim Jarmusch fan, as you may know, and Patterson, I think, is probably one of the better films that he's made, well, ever. It's one of his finest. Obviously, my film of the year has finally come out on Blu Ray in the UK, and Yorgos Lanthimos' Killing of a Sacred Deer came out on Curzon, which I am very happy about. I'm a bit sad about the features because I thought there'd be more, but there's never that much in Yorgos's. I had a massive Scrubs binge this year, and I finished the whole thing and I cried again because I feel like Scrubs is one of the best TV shows of all time. And Zach Braff, I feel like, is a very good filmmaker. I actually went to see his play quite a few years ago called All New People, which I saw and I admired it a lot. And for me, Garden State, though, is a very good film, and I don't know how many times I have empathized with his character in this film, because coming from a small town and stuff like that, you can really connect with the film, and I think Garden State is just one of the greatest films to have ever been made. I would say it's in my top 20 films of all time. Beautiful soundtrack, beautifully shot, beautiful screenplay, everything is just mesmeric about this film. Another of my top films of last year, and obviously I have talked about this film so many times, but Sean Baker's The Florida Project finally came out in the UK. I'm not a fan of this cover, but it will do for now. Unless I see a better one when I go back to France or Spain, Portugal, wherever I go next. I'm going to Portugal. If I see a better edition, I might trade it around. But it is actually on Amazon Prime. If you guys just want to give it a go, please give it a go. It's on Prime. Come on. If you have Prime, go watch it. Do it. Do it now. Probably my favourite Del Toro film of all is Crimson Peak. I adore this film. I didn't actually have this on Blu-ray or anything like that, and I actually got it from Germany, so I got the thin case, which made me happy. I wish everything was thin case in this country. It's just a lot easier and a lot more manageable for my collection. Right, so if you guys follow me on Letterboxd, I actually recently put up my, well, it's just called I Like Movie, and it's a list of basically most of the films I like, and probably I've forgotten a lot because it's a massive list. One film that I watched last year, and I never thought I would actually say that I really like this film, but I do, and I think it's a lot of fun, and I've watched it maybe twice since I've actually bought it, and that is Keeping Up with the Joneses. I don't know why I like this film so much, but it's just funny, and I think it's very sweet, and it's very rewatchable if you think about it. But I don't know, it's a great quartet of actors. You got Galifianakis, you got Isla Fisher, John Hamm, and Gal Gadot, and I'm just like, well, yeah, it's fun. I like it. I hope you guys enjoy the Blu-ray update. Sorry for the ramblings on sometimes, but I like to moan and stuff because that's what they do in life. And I will be reviewing Rampage next, which I am actually excited to see. Sometimes I just really enjoy watching mindless movies, and this is one of them, definitely. So guys, all I can say now is Diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shins, arigato, and obviously never change.